Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Going In Blind. And yeah, this one is pretty thematic as well. These are all themes for decks that are going to go against the Final Fantasy VII's boss deck. Okay, so yeah, there's 10 decks that I made for this, and yeah, we're just having fun doing this. So yeah, let's talk about Shinra. Shinra, yeah, it's not necessarily a good guy or a bad guy situation. Technically, they're bad guys, right? They're the monsters that create the monster called Sephiroth. But yeah, our whole boss deck has some Shinra executives as well as Turk members, and this is what this deck is gonna be: ice and lightning. And yeah, let's see what it does. So we got Rufus, the president of Shinra. First strike and brave, and whenever Rufus enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 ice and 2 lightning and 2 generic CP crystal points. When you do so, choose any number of job member of the Turks. What, 7? Yep, 7 of those in the deck, times 3, because these are all playsets. And yeah, with different names, so I guess we're down to not 7, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Reno, Rude, Song, Elena, and the Legendary. Yes, so 5 different ones. And yeah, put them into your break from the break zone and put them into the field. So this is a revival, so whenever you got 5 damage, it can revive stuff. It's also got a good decent amount of stats, honestly. For 4 mana, I mean 4 CP, don't kill me. For 4 CP, 9,000, that's pretty good. We got another Rufus though. I like the anime style, like these Reno, Rude, and Rufus. I love those. Reeve as well, looking pretty ballsy. So this Rufus says, if you have a card named Rude or a card named Reno in your break zone, the required cost to cast this Rufus is reduced by 2. That's pretty good. So it was a 4, now it's a 2. That attacks for 7,000, really good. And then when he enters the field or attacks, select one of the 3 following actions. Wow, 3 effects. It says choose one forward, dull it, and freeze it. Or choose one job member of the Turks in the break zone, add it to your hand, or your opponent discards 1 card. Oh my god, this screams stacks. But hey, let's keep going. Let's keep looking at all these other anime characters. We got 3 cost Reno and Ice. It's going to be a member of the Turks. Whenever he attacks, search for one name Rude. And forward and cost 4 or less. Hey, what's up? And play it into the battlefield for free. Amazing. So this is gonna look for it in the graveyard, in the deck, and then just gets there. You can also pay 1 ice, and Reno gains haste until the end of the turn, and you can sacrifice a Reno from your hand, one of these 2, right? An extra copy, and choose 2 forwards and dull them. That's pretty good. Let's see what the Rude does though. You can only play with CP produced by backups to cast Rude, okay? So you can't pitch cards to get this guy. But this guy gets him for free, so it doesn't really matter. We're circumventing that clause. So whenever Rude enters the battlefield, choose 1 forward on opponent controls, dull it, and freeze it. And then you can Haymaker, so sacrifice another Rude from your hand, one of these 2. And ice, pay 1 ice, dull, choose 1 dull forward and break it. So you can actually do this, then do that. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, let's keep going with the Rudes and the Renos. If we got President Shinra, or member of the Turk forwards, no, if you control a President of Shinra, so we got 1, 2, 3, yeah, all 3, one of those, then the members of the Turks, all these and all of these, are going to gain plus 1,000 on first strike and at the beginning of the attack phase during each of your turns. If you control 4 or more job member of the Turks, all the job member of Turks forwards gain haste until the end of turn. Okay, that's pretty good for a stampede kind of attack out of nowhere. Then we got Rude saying if you control, same thing, they all gain 1,000 power and brave. So between these 2, it's 2,000 in first strike, and it's going to give them haste. And what else? Dull all forwards the opponent controls. Wow, the stampede's really gonna go through. That's pretty amazing stuff with these Shinra kind of situations. It's pretty cool. Yeah, but let's keep going. Let's go to the other President of Shinra. President Shinra says, when President Shinra enters the battlefield, you may search for a card named Rufus or job member of the Turks. So one of these. pretty good. And put it into your hand. And it's also a backup, so it's gonna keep giving you CP. Then you got Scarlet. When a development counter. Okay, we're going with the executive jargon here. When a development counter is placed on Scarlet, select up to the same number of 3 following actions as development counters are placed on Scarlet. This effect will trigger only once per turn. Okay. This card, let me read it in another order. You can pay 1 generic CP and tap it and place 1 counter on Scarlet. Only once per turn. And then whenever a counter is placed, one of the 3 actions is going to trigger only once per turn. Choose 2 characters and duel them. Choose 1 character and freeze it. Or your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. Oh my god, discarding is going to be terrible. Okay, so yeah, that's better read that way. Let's go to Palmer. Another backup, and you pay lightning and tap it and put Palmer into the break zone. Okay, so you sacrifice it. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck, add 2 cards among them into your hand and the rest into the break zone. Okay, interesting. And then you can only use it if you have no cards in your hand. Not so interesting. Okay. Hey, at least it's a 2-cost backup, so you'll have it tapping, and then that's like a last resort situation if you got no hand. So you'll add 2 at the cost of 1 CP and getting rid of Palmer. Nothing. So then we got Song saying the forwards that are a member of the Turks other than Song you control gain 2,000 power. There we go. These guys are working together, and then these guys are working together. It's pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. This one's very standalone, and these are very I don't know, like enablers. So then he also says when Song enters the battlefield, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, damn, and add 1 job member of the Turks among them. Oh, this is good. Into your hand and return the other cards to the bottom of the deck in any order. Then you may play 1 job member of the Turks from your hand onto the battlefield. Oh my god, that song is amazing. This is good. This is good. So this searches for this searches for this. It's good. Honestly, it's very good. Then we got Heidegger. Cost 2 backup. Whenever Heidegger enters the battlefield, you may discard 2 cards. Then when you do so, choose 1 forward and break it. Okay, removal on the backup. That's nice. And then we got a tap ability for 1 lightning CP. Put Heidegger into the break zone, so sacrifice. And reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Oh, there we go, revealing stuff. You know we like it. Add 1 forward among them to your hand and return the other cards to the bottom of the deck in any order. Kind of like Song instead of no, yeah, exactly like Song. So Heidegger and Song are pretty good in my opinion. Let's see. What does Reeve do? These 2 Reeves, I'm sure they're going to go along with one of the 2 dynamics we got going. So Reeve, that's 4 cost, says, when Reeve enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 card among them to your hand. Return the other cards to the bottom. That's so on point. This is all so thematically congruent and cohesive. Then we got the same one, the same Reeve, but different cost. When Reeve enters the battlefield, choose 1 forward of cost 2 or less in your break zone. Play it into the field. Oh my god. And Reeve does not activate as long as it is on the field. Okay. The thing that it returns, it does not activate. So this is like a revival effect. Okay, that's no issue. It's fine. So then Elena, our other member of the Turks, says, if you control a card named Rufus, there we go, Elena gains 2,000 and she can only attack if you control 4 or more forwards. So it's a cost 2 for 7,000. That's pretty good. Or if you control a member of the Turks forward other than Elena. Okay, so you need to control either one of the 7 guys, which have 3 copies each, including Elena, or you control a job member of the Turks, 4 or more forwards. So I'm pretty sure both are gonna happen in every game. So that's pretty cool. Let's go with Legendary Turk. It's a 2 cost ice forward. Each forward you control with a Turk's counter. Okay, let's read this card backwards. Put Legendary Turk on the break zone. No. Discard 2 cards. Choose one category 7 forward you control and place 1 turret counter on it. And then each forward with a turret counter on it gains 5,000 power. Wow. So you get rid of 2 cards and make 5,000 buff on any person. And then when you can put it on the break zone to choose a forward and break it. You can only use this ability if a Turk's counter is placed on legendary Turk. So you need to put a legendary counter on it. A Turk's counter on legendary Turk, and it'll then get the 10,000. The 5,000 is good. The discarding 2 to then break a forward is good, but doing it multiple times doesn't seem feasible. But hey, you can also discard it for mana and pay for Rufus or for Reno or Rude. So they're all good. It's searchable too, so no harm, no foul. Let's go to the last one. We got Chadley, a scientist, not actually a Turk or executive. But it says, oh, this is a counter deck, I guess. I didn't even realize it. Whenever Chadley enters the battlefield, place 2 research counters on Chadley. Tap and remove a research counter and choose 1 forward in the break zone and add it to your hand. Okay. So both Reeve and Chadley are actually recurring stuff. So that legendary Turk could be put into the break zone and then gotten back. That's good. Counters here, counters here, counters here. That's cool. And then we got finally the Shinra Soldier, which is an addition. It was supposed to be Roche, because it has haste. If you don't control any 2 characters, the cost required is reduced by 2. And with damage 3, it gains 3,000 power. But we're actually gonna take this card away. We got 3 right here. We're gonna take this card away from from this deck because we don't need it. We're actually gonna put it in the sack deck. If you've seen that episode before, yeah, let me know and comment, like, share, subscribe on that one too. And yeah, we're gonna swap it for Shinra Soldier, which was actually on that deck. So we're going to have it be a bit more thematic because it's Shinra, but it's not like an executive, but it was a soldier, but it's not really like, it's not doing anything for this deck. But the Shinra Soldier is, because we can sacrifice it for the other stuff. I don't know that you realize there's a lot of backups here, but they don't necessarily give us the backup for what we need. We don't have ice backups. So we're going to be sacrificing ice stuff constantly for each other. And then lightning gives us the rest of the mana for us to play the ice stuff once we have sacrificed 1 ice card by discarding it. So I can play Reno for 3. What I need to do is tap a backup that's lightning and then discard an ice card and then play Reno for 3. And then whenever he attacks, then I get Rude. Same with Rufus. I have to tap for 2 lightnings and discard 1 ice card to play this Rufus. I have to discard 1 ice card to play this Scarlet. I have to discard 1 ice card to play Legendary Turk and Rufus, and then the rest of the cost is gonna be done via backups. Okay, so that's pretty interesting stuff. And Rude actually tells us it needs to be played with CP produced by backups. So the only way to play this Rude is gonna be through Reno. That means that all these ice costs, there's virtually no way to get them unless we also keep discarding. Therefore, these Reeve and Chadley effects to bring stuff back is gonna be good. It's gonna be good so that we can actually keep playing our cards even if they're gone, keep sacrificing them and bringing them back from the graveyard. So I can instead sacrifice a Rufus and then bring it back with a research counter from Chadley, and then I can sacrifice Reno, bring it back with Chadley, and then Reno brings a Rude. So that's kind of how it's gonna play out. That's what I figure. But like I said, this is all going in blind. Really, it is. I haven't played this deck. I just made it. It's a playset of everything, and it's heavily thematic. We made 10 more decks out of this. I just bought every single Final Fantasy VII card on a playset. So we're just putting decks together. I'll also show you what else we haven't put in decks so that we can in the future play them. I know, you know, with every set more stuff comes out, these decks are prone to change, but I'm not gonna update them that much because they're thematic, so I'm not gonna be, you know, mixing and mashing all the time. I'd rather like I did with this deck, let me get this card here out to put this one in, and it's a 1-for-1 swap. But yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments, is this a good idea? Are these decks really working, or is this just a terrible idea to not have ice backups? It seems like a mistake, but hey, it could work, and then we can bring them back. So let me know that in the comments, as well as like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. I will see you on the next episode. Remember, there are 10 decks. This is just one of them, and they are all made for fighting against the Sephiroth boss deck. So check those videos out. I will see you there. Peace out.